The Galactic Council chamber had never witnessed such terror. Ambassador Zyxthura of the crystalline hegemony trembled as she approached the podium, her translucent form flickering with nervous energy. Behind her, representatives from 47 species sat in absolute silence, their various appendages, tentacles, and pseudopods quivering with fear. Honored humans, she began, her voice barely a whisper through the universal translator. We come before you today to beg for your forgiveness. Admiral Sarah Chin stood at the center of the chamber, her arms crossed, her expression unreadable. The human delegation flanked her scientists, diplomats, and military personnel who had once been considered the galaxy's most primitive species. Now they were its most feared. Forgiveness? Admiral Chen's voice echoed through the chamber. You voted unanimously to enslave my people. Every single one of you raised your appendages in favor of the motion. You called us useful biologicals and entertaining primitives. The hive-mind queen of Sector 7 spoke next, her 1,000 eyes blinking in synchronized shame. We were blind to your true nature. We thought you were simple because you fought amongst yourselves. We didn't understand that conflict was your crucible. It had been 5 years since the vote. 5 years since the Galactic Council had decided that Earth's resources were too valuable and its inhabitants too amusing to leave alone. They had expected easy conquest. After all, humans couldn't even achieve planetary unity. What threat could a divided species pose to the combined might of the galaxy? The first mistake had been underestimating human adaptability. When the Void Serpents had attacked Earth's orbital stations, they expected panic and surrender. Instead, they found humans reverse engineering their technology within hours, turning their own weapons against them. The siege of Luna Base had lasted 3 days before the Serpents retreated, their ships commandeered by human engineers who had learned to fly them by observation alone. The second mistake had been assuming human disunity was weakness. The moment alien ships appeared in Earth's skies, every human conflict had ceased. Republicans and Democrats, Israelis and Palestinians, Indians and Pakistanis all had joined under a single banner with efficiency that had stunned the galaxy. The species that couldn't agree on anything had agreed that alien invasion was unacceptable. We studied your history, wheezed the gaseous collective's representative, a swirling cloud of sentient vapor. We saw your wars, your divisions, your primitive weapons. We thought you were weak. You saw our practice, Admiral Chen replied coldly. Every human conflict was preparation for this moment. Every war taught us something new about strategy, about technology, about survival. While you've lived in peace for millennia, we've been honing ourselves into the perfect weapon. The third mistake had been not understanding human psychology. Other species fought for territory, resources, or survival. Humans fought for ideas, for concepts, for the abstract notion of freedom itself. When the crystalline hegemony had demanded Earth's surrender, offering comfortable slavery in exchange for compliance, humanity had responded with a word that didn't exist in most galactic languages: no. Now the tables had turned completely. Human fleets patrolled every sector of the galaxy. Human scientists had unlocked technologies that had taken other species millions of years to develop, accomplishing it in months through what they called aggressive research. Human diplomats had negotiated the surrender of species that had never known defeat. Please, Ambassador Zyxthura continued, her form now barely visible with fear. We offer you anything. Our technology, our worlds, our servitude. Just show us mercy. Admiral Chun walked slowly around the chamber, her footsteps echoing in the silence. Every representative she passed recoiled, as if she were a force of nature itself. Mercy, she repeated thoughtfully. You know what's interesting about that word? It only has meaning when the strong choose to spare the weak. When you voted to enslave us, you made a fundamental error in judgment about which was which. She stopped walking and faced the assembly. You wanted to enslave Earth because you thought we were weak. Now you beg for mercy because you've learned we're not. The irony is almost amusing. The chamber held its breath as Admiral Chun made her decision. One that would determine the fate of 47 species and reshape the balance of power in the galaxy forever.